Hello students and welcome to English 125 Creative Writing. I'm James Minor, your instructor this semester, and I'm looking forward to working with you as we survey the literary arts. During the next 16 weeks, we're going to be looking at several genres. These include magazine writing, memoir, fiction, and poetry. It's my hope that this class will be unlike any other English class you've taken. I understand how difficult it can be for true writers to suffer through high school and freshman college English courses. As a writer, you want to bust out of the 5-paragraph format, to set sail on the first ship heading to imagination land on the high seas of language. You want to chart your own literary course, and you've come to the right place. But be warned, everything your book, and your classmates will teach you can only serve as mere suggestions, stars to navigate by. Writing is ultimately a solitary act, and you must choose the best route for your writing. See, the real learning comes from 3 activities: writing, rewriting, and reading. You'll be doing each of these things intensely during the next 4 months. I hope you're ready. But aren't writers always ready? I would think so, and hope you didn't sign up for a writing class if you didn't enjoy the act. But before we get into the work you'll be doing, let's look at how this course is set up. Having been in Blackboard courses as a student, the one thing that aggravated me was site navigation. Teachers never seemed to make it easy. Folders upon folders, link upon link. I had to dig to find anything and everything. Now granted, that was the early days of Blackboard, and many instructors have streamlined their courses. I looked at some of the good things other instructors have done, and some of the not so good things, and I developed what you see before you, which I hope you will find easy to understand. It's still a work in progress, and I appreciate any suggestions. For you Blackboard veterans, you'll notice that the buttons on the left-hand side of the screen are, well, gone. Instead, you'll find all you need at the bottom of the site. Big, beautiful icons and text point you to wherever you need to go, and quickly. These buttons will remain on the home screen as long as you're in the Creative Writing Blackboard class. So let's take a look at each of these, shall we? Clicking on these buttons will cause the center of your screen to change to the selected page. So for now, don't worry about clicking buttons. Just kick back, relax, and enjoy the tour. The Home button does what you would expect a home button to do. It brings you back to the opening page of the class, which is announcements. This is where I will post weekly web lecture videos and the links to your assignments and the discussion for the week. But more on that later. Course info is where you will find the syllabus, grading policy, plagiarism policy, and information about the text used in this class. Clicking on this icon will reveal 4 more icons, one for each info section. Syllabus is a PDF file of the course syllabus, or policies and expectations for this class. Please download and read the syllabus before you do anything else in this class. Grading is where you can find an explanation of what constitutes an A, B, C, D, and F grade. I hope I don't see any of that last one. Plagiarism outlines my policy on stealing others' work. Note the mobster-looking fellow I use for the icon. That should give you a hint on my stance. As well as CCC's honesty policy. I hope this will never be an issue, but here it is just in case. The book is a simple link to Amazon.com's preview of the portable MFA in creative writing. Really, this is only here so you can verify that you have the correct text. Moving along with our menu tour, we come to grades. Here you will find up-to-the-minute grade information for the semester. Next is personal info. Here you can change your personal information, password, and more. If you decide to change your password, just make sure it's something you won't forget. Downloads is where you will find links to all the software you need to make this class enjoyable. This includes iTunes, QuickTime, Adobe Reader, Firefox, and OpenOffice. All of this software is free, so go get it ASAPPP. See, I told you we were going to do poetry. Now, as hard as this may be to believe, your instructor and your textbook are not the end-all, be-all for learning creative writing. There's a whole world of writers out there just waiting to teach you, and most of them have websites. I've included some of my favorite writing life sites in the links section. Use these avenues as a jumping-off point, and if you happen upon a great writing website in your journeys, feel free to share. I'll add suggestions to the list not only for this class, but for future classes as well. If you absolutely need to know a little bit more about me, that's what the Mr. Minor button is there for. This section will give you all of my contact information and a little history about yours truly. But if you just need to email me, you don't have to go through all that. All you have to do is simply press the email button and a new blank message addressed to me will appear. If you want to contact classmates, the address book function will do just that. You can search by last name, first name, all, favorite author. Well, okay, you can't search by favorite author, but you get the point. It's a powerful tool that can keep you connected with your classmates. Last, if you need assistance with Blackboard, the Blackboard question button will take you to the official Blackboard support page where hopefully your questions can be answered. Now let's go back to the home and discuss these other buttons, the blue ones that are in the announcements. Each week, I will post a new lecture video in the announcements. The version you see here is very low resolution. That's so it loads quicker in your browser. But when I was designing this class, I asked myself, why stop there? With the high definition revolution going full force, I know some people have come to prefer watching everything in a nice, crisp digital picture. That's why I'm offering each lecture in a downloadable 1080p version. To get it, simply click on the HD lecture button. This file can be viewed on any 1080p compatible screen. Come on, you know you've always wanted to see your English class in HD. You don't have to view the HD version. It's the same as the low res, but you know you want to. Or maybe not. I understand there are two main types of learners. Those who learn best by hearing and or seeing the lecture, the spatial people, and those who do best by reading text, the verbal people. That's why I've also made every lecture, including this one, available in PDF lecture. It's the written text of what is being said in the video with the same illustrations. Just press the icon and it will download to your computer where you can print it out. ClassCast is a downloadable MP3 audio file of our Wednesday class. If you miss something I said or are absent, you can download the ClassCast and get caught up. No, that isn't a free pass for you to be absent. ClassCast will be available on Tuesdays. That brings us to the last two buttons, assignment and discussion. This is where the real work will happen. But before we go there, let me explain the heart and soul of this class, i.e., what the heck it is you'll be doing. During the next 16 weeks, we will explore 4 major forms of creative writing: magazine writing, memoir, fiction, and poetry. You are required by the end of the semester to have crafted 1 magazine feature, 1 short memoir or personal essay, 1 fictional short story, and 3 poems. These assignments constitute the revised drafts portion of the class. See the syllabus for further explanation on revised drafts. But here's the kicker, and probably the most exciting part, since I've never been in a class or writing program that has offered this to its students. Your final is the publication of your hard work in a real literary magazine. Well, real enough. I will be putting this together and publishing it at the end of the semester, and the books will be available to you or anyone who wants one for a small fee to cover printing costs. You don't have to buy one, but I hope you will want to. These magazines will continue to be available for as long as I'm around, and will be used as examples in future classes. Are you excited? Good, but don't get too cocky. Just like in the real world, before you can get published, you have to impress the editor. That's me. Don't think that just because you're paying for this class that you get an automatic seat at the table. A place in the final publication has to be earned through hard work, great writing, and through your peers. That's right. You, the students, will help me select the pieces that make it into the literary magazine. To officially pass this class, you must be accepted and publish at least 2 pieces from different genres, i.e. 1 fiction piece and 1 poem, or 1 personal essay and 1 magazine feature, etc. But all this comes at the end of the semester. Now we have to write said pieces. While the act of writing and rewriting is solitary, the act of editing doesn't have to be. As we explore the different genres, you will be helping each other grow as writers through peer review. Each piece you submit will be reviewed by classmates and by me, and in turn you will evaluate the work of at least 3 of your classmates by answering a series of questions related to a particular genre. You will be grading your classmates' work. The writing and the peer review process is done over a 3 to 4 week period. You will have 1 week to write the rough draft, followed by 1 week to do peer reviews. After that, you will have 1 week to revise the piece and turn it in for grading. But this is not the final draft. I encourage you to continue working on the piece until it's time for submissions to the literary magazine. Remember, a piece of writing is never finished, merely abandoned. So how will we accomplish all this? That's where the assignment button comes in. Each week, this will link you to the submission peer review module. The first week you will submit your rough draft through Question. Don't blame me for the name, it's what Blackboard calls it. You can type your work in Blackboard's built-in text editor, but there are some drawbacks to this, and I would only suggest using it for touch-ups or in the most dire of circumstances. Instead, I suggest writing your copy in a word processing program such as Microsoft Word, Google Documents, OpenOffice, which I provide a link to in downloads, or Apple Pages. Then simply copy and paste the text into Blackboard's text editor. This way you can spend your time with nice large pages rather than Blackboard's small text editor window, and without the rush of timing out, which Blackboard will do after a time, and thus losing all your work. On the first due date, submissions will end and the peer reviews will begin. Blackboard will provide you with a list of classmate work to examine. Select one, answer the questions as thoroughly as possible, and submit your peer review. Repeat for each of your classmates. It really is quite simple. At the end of the peer review period, the assignment link will lead you to the revised draft submission page. Only I see this draft, and it is graded. The process then starts again with the next genre. During the semester, you'll also be discussing various aspects of the particular genres. For that, you'll click on the discussion icon. A new topic will appear each Thursday, and you will have 1 week to complete the assignment. That's it, boys and girls. If you have any problems or questions during the semester, feel free to ask me during class time or shoot me an email. I look forward to our literary journey together and hope you do too. Spend this week getting used to Blackboard. At some point before Wednesday, drop by the discussion board and introduce yourself. And that concludes this lecture.